So, what is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis can be defined as a type of analysis in which you try to predict the market direction based on, number one, economical indicators, political factors or indicators, social factors or indicator, and social events. So it's like me looking at what is happening in a country to predict what is going to happen on the chart. Remember that last night while I was teaching you currency, market currency, I told you that we have different kind of currency. We have AUD, we have GBP, we have USD. Don't forget that this currency are spent in some countries. They are not just formed. They are actually money spent in some countries, in which, just like Nigerian naira, right? There are some factors in Nigeria that is happening in Nigeria that is affecting the currency itself. Let me repeat again. There are some factors in Nigeria that is affecting the currency. And these factors affecting the currency are the ones that we call fundamental factors, because they are the ones inside. They are the main cause of countries, what's it called? Increase in value, currency increase in value, or currency decrease in value. This is the first type of analysis. The second type of analysis is the type of analysis we call the technical analysis. What's the technical analysis? The technical analysis is defined as a type of analysis in which we use historical price data on charts to predict futuristic price movements. So we analyze what price have been doing in the past, looking at the chart, to predict what price we do in the future. This is the second type of analysis. The third type of analysis we have is called the sentiment analysis. This sentiment analysis is you looking at what are traders doing. Oh, traders are buying, so let me join the buy. What are traders doing? Traders are selling. Oh, let me sell with the traders. So you're looking at other traders to actually affect your decision about what to do in forex. Maybe you buy or you sell. Is called sentiment analysis. Let me repeat myself again for people who are just joining us. What is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis can be defined as you using fundamental factors like what's happening in a country's economy, like using what's happening socially, what's happening politically, and geopolitical events that are happening in a country to predict the value of a particular country's currency, whether the value is going to go up or the value is going to come down. That is fundamental analysis. While technical analysis is really looking at the chart. To predict futuristic price movements. So based on what price has been doing in the past, we use that to predict futuristic price movement. While sentiment analysis can be defined as a type of analysis in which we have price, we determine price movement using what other traders are doing. So when other traders are buying, we are buying. When other traders are selling, we are selling. That is called sentiment analysis. So now, as a trader, which one of these three should you focus on, or which one of these three is the best? Personally, I will tell you there's no one of them that is the best. Rather, what we have is we learn to use all of them. In using all of them, we combine them together to actually have what we call a perfect price prediction. So today, where I'll be starting with today, in out of this whole analysis, and I'll be finishing it today, is I'll be starting with fundamental analysis today. And I hope to finish fundamental analysis today. And by the grace of God, we start technical analysis. I believe we start technical analysis tomorrow. Okay. Today, yes, we start technical analysis today. So, or tomorrow, sha. So now, let's talk about fundamental analysis. Please, everybody pay attention. Let me see if we have the number of people we're supposed to have in class here now. We only have 22 people in class. People are still sleeping, right? Or some people are at work. So now, when we talk about technicals, I mean fundamentals, right? So remember last class, which was last night, right? I was telling you that we have currency pair, we have AUD USD, we have GBP USD, we have USD CAD, we have USD JPY. All these are currencies spent in a particular country. And whatever that is happening in that particular country is going to affect the currency spent in that country. Please, I want you to follow me suitably, please. Whatever that happens in that country is going to affect the country's valuation, is going to affect the country's currency's value. Just like, I used to tell people this, right? Most of us in Nigeria here, when Tinubu entered, some people in Nigeria here already know that the country's currency is going to go down in value. Lo and behold, when he entered, it did happen. It actually went down in value against the United States dollars. So that kind of factor affecting Nigerian currency is fundamental factor. For example, now, a situation in which we have, what's it called, high level of terrorism in Nigeria is going to devalue the country's economy. And I'm going to show you how in today's class. This is the purpose of this morning's class, to actually show you how the activities in a particular country affect their currency, and how to actually take advantage of that. So when we talk about studying markets fundamentals, there are two ways you can study markets fundamentals. Number one, by understanding news release. What is news release? News release can be defined as, for example, now, you listening to news like Al Jazeera, BBC World News, like CNBC, you listening to those news, you can get what is actually happening fundamentally in a country. Number two, you receiving Forex news report. So these are two things. So what are Forex news reports? Forex news report is just like a statistical calculation of some fundamental factors that affects the Forex chart that will be given to you once in a month by Forex bodies. So this Forex news is different from news release. So news release are the ones that you listen to, the ones that you read on social media, the one that you watch on news. That one is in fact, if you are to ask me which one is more important in the two, I will tell you categorically, the one you listen to that shows you what's happening every day, the daily life of citizens in a particular country, is more important, far more important than the other one. And here is why, right? Now, to understand what is happening, fundamentally speaking, in a particular country, there is something called a country's GDP. There's something called a country's GDP. What is a country's GDP? Looking at it textbookically speaking, like for those who love textbook divination, right? So, we define country's GDP as the total sum of monetarily value of goods and services that is actually on in a country. What do I mean by this? When we sum up the total sum, like for example, now the way things are being sold, the goods and services that are actually going on in the country, when we add all of them together, their monetarily value, maybe all of them worth $1 trillion, $1 billion, $10 billion, $100 billion. That is the country's GDP. That is according to textbook. But now let's talk about this according to a layman's definition, in which I really want us to know. When we talk about a country's GDP, what are we talking about? We are actually talking about a country's net worth. Just like the way they used to do for, what's it called? These are rich people. They will tell you Dangote worth, Elon Musk worth, what's it called? Bill Gates worth, this man, Jeff Bezos worth. That way, when we want to talk about the worth of a particular country, what we rather use to actually measure that worth, is actually the country's GDP. So how do you measure the country's GDP? So which simply means a country's GDP that is actually high, right? It simply means that their economy is good. The economy is rising too. A country's economy that is actually down, it actually means that what? That the country's economy too is what? Is nosediving. That the country's economy too is down. That is what it is saying, actually. So now, please, let's pay attention now. How do I calculate a country's GDP? How do I know? What are the things I should listen to anytime I'm listening to a news? Anytime I'm watching a broadcast, what are the things I am listening to? What are the things I'm seeing? What are the things I should pay attention to? These things I want to list now are the things that summon up together to form a country's GDP. So number one is consumers, in brackets, citizens. Consumers. So if you're writing, you want to put that down. Consumers. So now, right, I used to tell people this: the country without you, the country is nothing. In fact, what we actually call a country is not a particular geographical location. It's a group of people. The moment you remove a people from a particular geographical location, what you have is just a land, not a country anymore, because people makes up country. And the country's economy actually thrive. The country's economy grow when we have active people participating in country's economy. What do I mean by active people participating in the country's economy? We are now looking at the employment rate, the unemployment rate. We are looking at the debt rate. We are looking at the labor force. We are looking at people's ability to afford living in a country's economy. So what am I saying with this? What I'm saying basically is, the more people are able to afford things, are able to afford living in a country's economy, the more bloom that economy is going to be. So now, what are the factors that can affect the citizens? In which these are the things now you want to listen to in the news, right? So number one is employment rate. For people who are in the United States, for people who are in Canada, for people who are outside Nigeria, maybe Great Britain, right? You should, in fact, this should be your greatest advantage. You don't want to be part of the people that don't listen to what is actually going on in your country, right? You actually want to listen to it. You really want to listen to it. So, just like I said, number one factor number one is employment rate. So how much are people getting employed in a country's economy? How much are people getting employed in a country's economy? If people are not getting employed, please listen very well. If people are not getting employed in a country's economy, automatically, do you know what happened? What happened simply means that people won't be able to afford living. If people are unable to afford living, there will be increase in crime rates. And unemployment rate is an indicator to show us, to tell us that a country's there is not enough, company to actually employ people in an economy. This is the case for Africa, right? I'm telling you, you see, in Africa today, right, the reason why we have this high level of poverty, high level of people not being able to, to afford the living, the high crime rates we have, is basically because of unemployment rate. And when I'm listening to a news, let's take, for example, now, I want to trade GBP USD, and I'm listening to a news. I'm listening to US dollar USD news. And in the USD news, I'm exposed to the fact that, okay, a lot of people are being relieved from their job. A lot of people are being relieved from their job. People are sacked from their work, and without compensation, and this kind of things like that is happening. Automatically, what that is telling me is, if people are sacked from their job, right? Number one, there will be increase in crime rates because people need to eat, people need to feed themselves. Number two, government won't be able to collect that thing called tax. You see, that thing called tax is a very powerful tool that enriched a country's economy. That thing called tax. People that live in the United States here will testify to this. We attest to this, right? If you are earning like, let's say, £5,000, right? What on your paycheck? That is what is written, 5,000. But actually, what is entering your account might not be up to 3,500 or 3,600. The rest is on tax, right? So people, that's the reason why you see when people say in Nigeria here, though there's not enough what's it called, job opportunity, and over there are a lot of job opportunity. That job opportunity, right, is a way to actually make the government enrich themselves, because in every way you are taxed. In every way, you buy clothes, you are taxed. You buy food, you are taxed. You anything, you tax. You buy a house, you still pay tax on the house you bought. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So you buy a car, you still pay tax for it. No, that's number one. Employment rate. Very, very important. Number two in the box is the rate in which people can freely afford to buy things in an economy. I was speaking with a mother of mine, and when we were talking, she was like saying, Dr. Ray, do you know what? All you need in the United States is just a stable job, right? All you need is a stable job with a good paycheck, right? You can buy a house that you can't afford, and they'll be taking it from your salary. They'll be taking it from, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like you can get whatever what you don't need, you can go and get it. They call it loan. In fact, there's something called credit card loan, in which you don't have the money, but they will borrow you that money in advance, so you pay when you have money. So these are ways to actually make sure that you are, as a citizen, you are actually participating in the country's economy. If you are not participating, then there's a problem. So please, if you understand what I said on to this point, please drop one. If you understand what I said up to this point, please drop one. Okay. So when I'm listening to news, Dr. Ray, what am I listening to? What am I paying attention to? I'm paying attention to, okay, this news, how is it going to affect citizens' life? Okay, there is a disaster that happened somewhere. Let's say an hurricane, there is what's it called, a tornado that happens, a tsunami that happens somewhere, or there is what's it called, a terrorist attack that happens somewhere. In my head, what I'm thinking about, what I'm basically thinking about is, how is this affecting the citizen? If I can get how it affects the citizen, so if it affects the citizen negatively, automatically that country's currency will what? Will go down in value. Hence, the one against it will go up in value. So let me show you something. Let me show you a chart. Let me show you a chart now. Let me see if I can share. Let me see if I can share the chart now. I'm coming. Just a sec. I'm coming. Just give me a sec. I want to see if I can share my screen now. I'm coming. So beautiful. So please, this chart I'm about to show you now, don't forget for the rest of your life, please, what I'm about to show you now. So look at this. Look at this, please. This is the news. Sorry. This is the news. The news. Now, this news now, we want to study GBP USD. We want to use GBP USD as a case study for this news, right? So we have this one here. So remember that GBP USD, there are two different countries' currency. We have GBP here, GBP, and we have USD here. Then we have GBP USD as a chart here, as an instrument, GBP USD as an instrument here. So now, please, everybody listen to this. Now, when I'm studying the news, right, I found out that maybe, according to the news I saw now, Great Britain pounds, GBP, maybe is going to, like, the news I'm studying now, it affects GBP negatively. Let's say GBP is negative and US dollar is neutral. Automatically, GBP USD, will it buy or sell? Let me see how many people will get this. GBP USD, will it buy or sell? Sorry, coming. GBP USD, will it buy or sell? Coming, just a sec. I'm seeing sell. Correct. GBP USD will sell. Correct. If GBP USD is negative and US dollar is negative, GBP USD, will it buy or sell or range? Will it buy or sell or range? Someone said sell. Someone said sell. Okay, someone said range. So actually, what is going to happen? We'll have more of ranging markets, in which markets will just be going in the middle. Market will just be doing something like this in the middle. So we won't have any significant move in the market. Anytime we have anything like this, right? So what about the situation where we have GBP is selling and US dollar is buying? What is going to happen? Are we going to have sales or buy? Sales or buy? Sales or buy? GBP is selling and USD is buying. Is increasing in value. I said buying. Is increasing in value. We are not using the word buy now. Is increasing in value. So are we going to be selling or we'll be buying? We'll be selling. Beautiful. We'll be selling. For those who doesn't understand, right? The most important factor is, remember what I was telling you. Yesterday, when I was making this example, I was using an African model to explain this currency pair. And I told you that we have the first one called base. We have the second one called quotes. If this guy here, you now, in an African home, if you are not doing well and your neighbor is doing well, automatically, what is an African mother going to do to you? They are going to beat you. So automatically, you who's at the front, you're going to start selling because you are not doing well, your neighbor is doing well. What if you are doing well and your neighbor is not doing well? What's going to happen? Your mom is going to like you. Thank you for not being like the other child. That is what they're going to tell you. Thank you for focusing on your book. So that's exactly the same thing we are doing here. So now, if GBP here now is now buying, let's say GBP here now is buying, and US dollar too is also is increasing in value. The news we found out makes it increase in value, and USD also is increasing in value. Automatically, what's going to happen on GBP USD? What is going to happen on GBP USD? Are we going to have sales, buy, or ranging market? Sales, buy, or ranging market? Someone said sell. No, you're going to have a ranging market actually, because both of them are strong now. This one will say, I want to buy. This one will say, no. There's going to be a consolidating market. Market is going to be ranging. By the time we enter technical analysis, I'll teach you type of trend. then you understand what we mean by ranging, right? Market is going to be ranging. It's going to be moving sideways. It's going to be going up. It's going to be coming down. We'll be having more consolidation at that particular spot. So what about a situation in which the news we found out about GDP is good and the news we found out about USD is bad? What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Is it a buy or a sell? Is it a buy or a sell? Is it a buy or a sell? Okay. It's a buy. It's a buy, correct. It's a buy. What if it's buying and this guy, what's it called? It's buy, it's increasing in value, and this guy here is neutral. He's not increasing, not decreasing in value. What are we going to do? Is it a buy or a sell? Someone said buy, correct. We're going to be buying. Please don't forget this. Don't forget this thing that I just showed you now. Don't forget it. So now, let's go back to class. Let's go back to class now. So now, as I was explaining earlier, so consumers actually have a lot of things to do when a country's economy is concerned. That's the reason why you see government frowning at strike. Because once a country decides to strike like this, or when there's a riot in which people are unable to move freely, they are unable to participate in the daily business, the country is losing a lot. So government will always try everything possible. People know they know that what they are doing is not good. They will beg you, please resume back to work. Please resume back to work. Because they know they have a lot of things they are losing. So the second thing that actually affects a country's economy is what I called investment rate. Investment rate. When we talk about investment rate, what are we talking about? We are talking about the rate in which people are actually spending money, like foreigners are actually investing their money in a country. At this point here, my respect go to Donald Trump, even though he understand the trouble is about to cause in the world trade in the world trade, right? What the first thing Donald Trump actually did was he actually gets investors for himself. Many of us, if you're conversant with news, you will see him selling billions of dollars deal for the United States as investment. This person just invested these billions. The Saudi prince just invested these billions. A lot of things like that, right? He secured funds. So to what end is this funds? It's to the end that, now this is it, please. Many people don't really understand how money works. So when we talk about investment, many people don't get the understanding and how it actually makes a country rich or how it makes a country poor. Now, let me ask you a question. A good Nigerian citizen that is on this call, please listen to what I'm about to say now. A good Nigerian citizen, please, if you have $10 billion right now, are you going to invest in Nigeria or you invest outside Nigeria? Please, I want a good citizen to actually say something on this. Are you going to invest in Nigeria or you invest outside Nigeria? $10 billion right now. Are you going to invest in Nigeria or you are going to invest outside Nigeria? Someone said both ways. My brother, which way will be more higher? Which way will be more higher? Someone said invest in Nigeria. Good Nigerian citizen. You see, what's it called? Coming election. These people love Nigeria. Hey, see, coming election. I beg. Just make sure you go for president. We go vote for you. But truth be told, right? Let me tell you a story of what happened in Nigeria some times ago. There's actually a popular beach in Nigeria here that we love so much. The beach is called Landmark Beach. Many of us know that story, right? This beach has been operating for the past, I think, 7 or 8 years, right? And someone said, you said good citizen now. You did not say we should be honest. Okay. So This bit has been functioning for the past 8 years. And I'm sure that this man actually paid tax. And I know that the government actually, in one way or the other, the benefits from that man's business venture, right? All of a sudden, do you know what? My government just wake up one day and decide to say, there should be a coastal road leading to Port Harcourt at where you establish this business. This business I'm talking about is not a business of $500,000. It's not a business of $1 million. It's not a business of $5 million. This man literally had to actually scrap all his businesses outside Nigeria to establish that business, according to the story I had. Right? And the government, all of a sudden, just to wipe up that business, I don't know if they compensate him. But it was all over the news. Then. Now, it was now later that we now add that it was actually a tribalistic fight, not even about Coastal Road or about what's it called? Or about the business or about anything. It's about tribalism, just to fight one tribe against one tribe. This is so in a country where policies, in a country where political decisions are not stable. They are not. Yeah, that's the word. In a situation where they are not stable, you can't invest. And aside that, do you notice that most countries, most companies that used to be in Nigeria before, they are now in Ghana. Do you notice that? Why are they in Ghana, sir? Because we don't have light. I'm telling you, because we don't have light in Nigeria. And outside there, the tariff here in Nigeria is increasing every day. Something happened, was it earlier this month? So we were told that we've been changed. In Nigeria, there's something called band A, band B, band B. That depends on this. That actually determines the strength of your electricity. So the higher your band, the more constant your electricity is going to be. So we're told that we'll be moved to band A, right? We'll be moved to band A, so we have more constant electricity. And so once they moved us to band A, everybody was happy. Okay. All of a sudden, when they bring the NEPA bill, sir, the NEPA bill is like house rent. I'm telling you. And it's not that the light is actually stable. So these are the things that investors look at. So as a Nigerian, I'm telling you, I will not advise you to actually, I hope I'm not on record, but I won't finish that statement. Huh? So that they will not cut this place and go and post it online that Dr. Ray said. So let's keep it there. But you know what to do. So now, let's now talk about the effect of investments in a country's economy, right? The effect of investments. Let me tell you, you have what you have unless an external factor comes to add to what you have. So now, when we talk about, in fact, let's talk about the history of money a little bit. When we talk about the history of money, right? One of the things I usually love to talk about, anytime I'm talking about the history of money, is this. I love to talk about the fact that your country's currency is valueless unless it's having a reserve backing. Let me repeat myself again. Your country's currency is valueless unless it's having a reserve backing. What is a reserve backing? Historically speaking, right? Before around those age, Stone Age, Ice Age, Stone Age, those age then, right? People don't have what we call this currency that they spend today. So how do people engage in trades? They use something called trade by barter. So let's take, for example, now you have a house, and I have yam. So I need a house, you need yam. So with exchange, it did not make sense. How can you tell me that you have a chicken, I have a cow, you need chicken, I need cow, we exchange? The weight is not, it doesn't make sense. So what people now said, okay, we can't continue this way. Rather, let's do something. Let's agree on something in which we agree as legal tenders. for everybody. So if I want to get anything from you, when I tender this thing is acceptable by you, so people agree to what is precious around them then, which is gold. So people say, so for example, now I want to buy a house, right? So what I have to do is I have to bring the gold that equivalent to the weight, that equivalent to the value of that house. So I want to buy this whole house now. I'm going to load my carts with trucks of gold to actually, to bring it to you. Then you give me more. Then you give me the house. So it still did not make sense, because what if I want to get something that requires me loading hundreds or millions of gold? So it simply means I'm going to, shatter donkey, carry go. I can get easily robbed, and these other things that happen to people on the way. So what people agreed on, okay, you know what? I know that you are rich. What you have to do is go and submit all your gold, all the gold you have, to a goldsmith. That goldsmith is going to issue something to you called receipt. You see, the receipt this goldsmith issued to you is what we are going to use. So if you want to come and buy something from me, you don't need to bring those gold anymore. All you need to bring is that receipt. That receipt shows the value or the equivalent of gold that you have with the goldsmith. So hence, they are able to solve that problem of, what's it called, moving gold all around every time. And now, please look at this. Now, it simply means that for every receipt that is actually circulating in the economy, there must be an equivalent of gold for it in the reserve. Yes or no? If you agree with this, drop one. So which simply means there won't be issue of any receipts until a gold is being deposited in the reserve. This is the exact system of money we have in the world today. So I don't know if you've heard about something called the country's reserve, a country's reserve. What is a country reserve? A country reserve is trying to tell you that every money circulating in the country's in the economy in that country is having a backing. So which simply means when I owed $1, actually, I'm not just holding $1. I'm actually holding, let's say the country reserve is in gold, is in oil, is in BTC, because recently United States says they want to back up their currency with BTC. So let's say it's in BTC or is in all of these things. Automatically, each dollar that you are holding is having a backing of gold. So the moment there is a dollar that is not having a backing of gold, that thing is no longer money but paper. This is exactly what is happening to Nigeria, exactly what is happening to Venezuela. So in Venezuela, you will notice. In fact, let's check their countries. Let's check their country out. Let's check Venezuela out. Let's check Venezuela out. Coming. Let's add Venezuela currency. So look at this. Let me show you image. This is their currency. Now, their currency. I'm coming. Their currency inflation. So look at this now. Look. Let's say you want to buy chicken. Look at this chicken. Look at the amount of money you need to pack to buy this chicken. This is what we call inflation. So each country's currency that is circulating within that economy is no longer having value. Look at the amount of money you need to have. Look at the equivalent of $1 in the country's currency. $1. This is the amount of Venezuela currency you need to pack that equivalent to $1. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So what happened was, see, I don't know if you've been asking yourself this question. The country is hard and there's no money. Why can't government just go to the CBN and tell them, guys, the country is hard. Guys, just start printing money so that we can actually salvage the situation and let the money circulate around the country so that we can have more money around. This is the answer to that question. They cannot do that. Why? Because there must be a backing for every currency that is actually circulating. Notice 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira and 100 naira gradually in Nigeria is going to extinct. Do you know? How many of you noticed that? If it is up to a month that you saw 5 naira, drop one in the comment section if you're in Nigeria. If it's up to a month that you saw 5 naira, drop one. So people that, in fact, a generation is coming that we even know how 5 naira looks like. So imagine. So what happened to that currency? It's a currency, but what happened? It's gradually losing value. It's gradually. So as it's almost more than 3 months. So as a trader that engaged in what's it called? As a trader that engaged in that engaged in what's it called? In forex. These are the things you must know. It's not you must know them. And how do you know them? Let's now say that you want to invest. Let's now say I want to invest 100 like 1 billion 1 billion naira in United States dollar. Actually, what am I actually investing? Do you think what I'm investing is actually naira? No. What I'm investing is I'm carrying my currency reserve, my country's reserve. I'm carrying it outside of Nigeria. Hence, what does that mean? It simply means that Nigeria is going to lose more value. The moment investors start leaving Nigeria and start investing in other countries, Nigerian currency is going to start losing value, while other currencies, other country that I'm investing in, will start gaining more value. That is exactly what market fundamental investment is all about. So what are the things when you're listening to news? How can you know that, okay, this news is actually talking about investment rates, this news is actually talking about this, is actually talking about that? This is how to know. Number one, when you listen to a news and you hear something that looks like political instability. Political instability. What do I mean by political instability? You are hearing PDP, APC, other countries, they're having their own. For example, for the United States, is the Republic and the Democrat. I think I'm correct. Republic and Democrat, right? So those political party, when you hear that they start fighting, there's this banter between them, and start causing what's it called? A kind of misunderstanding, instability in political issues like that. Automatically, investors will not want to invest in that country. So what will they do? They will run away. So hence, when you hear that kind of thing, just know that investors will be far from this country. That is number one. Number two, anytime you hear that there is security issue. What do I mean by security issue? What I mean by security issue is you look to you hear that, okay, there is what's it called, a terrorist attack. Let me give you an example now. I don't know how many of you remember when Donald Trump was campaigning, and one Saturday, it was Saturday or Friday, he was campaigning, and there was this bullet. Oh, now God save him. There was this bullet that missed his head but touched his hair. There's this bullet. I don't know how many of you remember that he was almost assassinated, right? Around was in September last year. Was it September last year now? Yeah, around that side, he was almost assassinated. You see that kind of situation, that thing gone. Hey, that in itself is called insecurity. So if someone who is aspiring to be a president is almost killed, what about me as an investor that is bringing money into the country? What's going to happen to me? So many investors will not invest in that kind of country. And based on what happened, that news alone, that he was almost assassinated, the United States dollar dropped in value because of that news alone. Please, are we all together? Please, if you understand what I'm saying up to this point here, drop one. If you understand what I said up to this point here, please drop one. Drop one. If you understand what I said up to this point here, drop one. Yes. Makes sense. So now, let us fire on. Woo! Let us fire on. Now, let's look at the third one. The third one is countries' government expenditures. country's government expenditures. Please, I want you guys to look at this, the way I arrange this thing, right? From consumers to investors to government expenditure. Let me just give you, there's no need for long explanation. Government expenditure can be defined as, what is your government spending money on? That is it. What is your government? What are they spending money on? Is the government spending money on Omble? Or the government is spending money on what is not necessary, buying SUVs? Or the government is spending money on what's it called? On military equipment, doing good roads, what's it called? Investing in medics, investing in schools. So what your government is spending money on will also determines whether the life of consumers is going to be good, or investors are going to be coming, or there will be good, what's it called? There will be or there will be, what's it called? All the economy will be good, just basically. All the economy will be good. So that is exactly what that is all about. So you really want to pay attention to what the government is. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not sharing my screen, everyone. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not sharing my screen. So this screen is off. I'm not sharing my screen. So what your government is actually spending money on is very, very, very important. So your tax, where is it going? Aha, those kind of things. So the last one, which is where we'll be stopping for today, for now, and we'll meet by 12:30 by the grace of God. We'll meet by 12:30 by the grace of God. That is, what's it called? What's it called? Export rate. Export rate. Export rate. Export rate. So when we talk about export rate, what are we talking about? Talk about export rates. Come in. I want. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so we are over 60 now. Yeah, I'm going to address it. Let me finish this class. Let me finish this class first. So, the reason why I have to finish the class is I'm not teaching from book. I teach from my head. So basically, once I stop teaching, I literally just get I don't know. I can lose whatever topic I want to talk about. So I can basically lose it. So that's the reason why I'm very, very careful to actually make sure I finish my topic, what I'm about to say, before I jump into, the other things that matters that I want to talk about. So now, as I was saying, government, what's it called? Export rate. What is export rate? Export rate can be defined as the rate in which the government is selling. The rate in which the government is selling. When we talk about the rate in which the government is selling, what are we talking about? We are talking about, for example, please listen to this example. For example, now, let's say, please everybody listen to this example very well. Let's say you have 1,000 naira as your country's, that's what the country is having. 1,000 naira, that's what the country is having. All of a sudden, you now start buying things. You start buying things. Do you know that sooner or later, you are going to lose all that money? Is that correct? Sooner or later, you are going to lose all that money. And when you lose all that money, do you know what happens? When you lose all that money, you go broke. So hence, but imagine someone that has 1,000 naira, but instead of buying more things, the man actually engaged himself in business, like selling things. Like not just selling things, engage in business that brings in more money in for him. That is what import and export is all about. So the more a country imports, the more broke the country will be. The more they export, the more money the country will have. Let me give you an example. For those who are living in Ghana, they will attest to this. Even though the CEO of Dangote Cement, right? The CEO of Dangote Cement is in Nigeria here. And a huge part of his factory is in Nigeria here. But do you know that Dangote Cement as a product is more expensive in Nigeria here than in Ghana? Hello? Please, can someone actually help me confirm that? Yeah, according to what I heard, Dangote cement is more expensive here in Nigeria than in Ghana. So what is this trying to tell us? This is trying to tell us that, you see, even let's even leave what's it called, the issue of Dangote, the crude oil that we even have here in Nigeria, thank God for this Dangote refinery that we have now. But do you know how it works before? They will get the crude oil from Nigeria. Nigeria will send it outside Nigeria to go and refine, and those people that refine the petrol, they will now sell it back to Nigeria. So basically, our livelihood actually depend on us buying things from outside Nigeria. So this is what of blessed memory, President what's his name now? President Buhari saw that he said, oh no, this should not be. Like the first way I'm going to start by countering this is by stopping the importation of rice. This was his aim then, to reduce the rate in which we import and increase the rate in which we export. By so doing, the plan is to increase the country's revenue. The plan is to increase the country's revenue. Once the country's revenue gets increased, the country is going to get richer. That is basically how it works. So when I'm listening to the news, listen very well, everyone. When I'm listening to the news, when I'm paying attention to what the news is saying, what I'm basically doing is this. I'm basically trying to actually to look at, okay, this news that is coming out, how does it affect, number one, the country's citizens? How does it affect the country's citizens? That's your number one question. Your number two question is, how does this affect the rate in which investors will come into that country? The rate in which investors will come into that country. That is number two. Number three, you're also looking at the rate in which, what's it called? The rate in which the government is spending on the country's economy. Because truth be told, the more the government spend on the economy, on security, on road networks, on education, on health, I'm basically telling you, right? It's really going to help. It's really going to help, what's it called? The country understands. It's going to help the country's economy go up, boost, right? It's going to help the country's economy boost, basically. So based on this note, I want each and every one of us to do something for me. Go on my Instagram. Go and look at the people I'm following. You will see some new feeds that I'm following. You see some new news feeds that I'm following. I want you to try as much as possible to follow them. Follow these news feeds that I'm following. When you follow them, you make sure you actually you watch them every day. So because they're going to be feeding you, let me show you examples of the news I'm talking about. Let me show you the example of news I'm talking about. So let me show you. So I can let me share my screen. Please, just a sec. Let me connect to my phone. Okay, so I'm coming. Let me share my screen. Share screen. So share screen. I believe everyone can see my phone. If you can see my phone, drop one. If you can see my phone, drop one in the comment section. Drop one in the comment section. Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing. So now I want you to come here. Go to my Instagram. Once you get to my Instagram, look at this now. I'm even yet to actually open this news. See the news I'm seeing here already. So there's no how I want to scroll. that won't get to see one or two news that is actually relevant to what price is current. Look at this now. Look at this news now. Can we all see this? So these are the news. Look at this one here now. I'm coming now. Just a sec. That's not the news. Coming. Sorry, don't mind that. Look at this news. These are the news I'm talking about. This is it here. So now, come to this point here. Come to followings. See, you see, let me show you. Most of them are actually, they are verified. You want to follow these guys? Federal Reserve Board. You want to follow CNBC, read Donald Trump. Once you are seeing them, you'll be knowing. The White House, follow the, what's it called? The First Lady, follow J.D. Vance, follow Financial Millennia, follow Al Jazeera English, Trade Motivation, US Today Politics. Follow all of these things. Just follow them. Follow Jeff Bezos, Bloomberg, follow Cabinet Office, follow CNN, what's it called, Business, DHS Gov, then so you see BBC Breakfast, you already see them, you know that this was a news platform. Market Watch, follow these guys. So just try, there are many, there are much. They're still downstairs, they're still down there. They're still down. You see BBC Land, all these things, just follow them. So you get news from those guys. So with this, I end this morning section of market fundamental. By afternoon, I'll be teaching you another dimension of market fundamental, in which involve you understanding how to interpret news report, which is Forex news itself now. So we'll be talking about NFP, we'll be talking about CPI, and we'll be talking about other news too, right? So now, here comes what I want to address. Someone said the video I sent to the group is not showing. Please check it out. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that after this class immediately while I upload this one, midnight on and this one. So now, let me address something now, right? So according just now, I've been alerted that our trade has been taken out. So yeah, you can't imagine the prayer I'm actually under right now, right? But these are one of the things I actually put myself to. These are the things I put myself to actually not just, you see, you don't know how good you are when you trade and make money for yourself alone. And for a very long time, I actually tell people not to call me mentor. Don't call me mentor, I'm a teacher. Don't call me mentor, I'm a teacher, right? And you see, when you see likes of Jeffrey Benson, like of Abby Forex, call those guys mentor. Why? The reason is they've seen a lot in the market. They've experienced a lot, not in terms of money now, but in terms of, relating with losses more. There's a saying in Christendom for non-Christian in the house, right? It says, for you to identify Jesus, you don't identify Jesus by his crown, actually. You don't identify Jesus by his crown. Because if you get to heaven, 24 elders actually have crown. So if you're looking at crown to identify Jesus, you're wrong, right? The best way you identify Jesus is by looking at the scar in his hands, right? So this is one of the exercise that I actually put myself to, because I'm growing myself to I'm teaching myself to eventually be a mentor to people. So being a mentor is not just you having the ability to call trades for yourself, but your ability to actually call trades for people and they are profitable, right? Your ability to call trades for people and they are profitable. So for a while now, I can say that we have had a profitable trade since we've started, right? And actually, we are down 50% of our accounts right now. I understand exactly how you are feeling. See, let me tell you, I have 300,000 live accounts that I'm trading. I'm down there too. I have the firm that I'm trading too. I'm also down there. But one thing I'm telling you, with Dr. Swing, you won't blow accounts. No, you will not blow accounts. I'm telling you. So permit me, this account is my account, it's not your account. All I just need you to do is please just follow the exact instructions I will be giving, right? This is not the first time in which we have losses back to back. I've had losses back to back for good 3 weeks, and eventually we clear out the losses. All we need is good risk management and good psychology. Good risk management and good psychology. Because you see, one thing, the reason why most people give up on forex trading, let me say this, and I want this to be on record. The reason why many people give up on forex trading is exactly what you are feeling right now. Exactly what you are feeling right now. Look at it. Look at your thinking process. I want to show you something now. See, more than just trading, I really want to teach us the act of trading, right? Look at your thinking process right now. For those that borrow money, for those that put in the money they're not supposed to put into this, against the instruction I gave earlier, they are under a lot of pressure right now because they want to make sure they make back that money by all means. And we will keep losing more. You will keep losing more, actually. Right? But for those who put in what they know that they can afford to risk, right? Notice that there's this, even though you are concerned about the drawdown, but there's this level of psychology that you have that, okay, we're on drawdown now, and thank God it's not me that is calling the trade. It's Dr. Racing that is calling the trade. So if I lose this money, it's Dr. Racing that blow this account, and when I catch him on streets, I'll beat him. So, these are the things that, that happens. But normally, I will tell you this, normally, everybody relax. It's good that we are both experiencing the losses now. And not just experiencing these losses, right? Not just experiencing these losses now. For me, I don't know about you. Every trade, I'm journaling them, right? What I'm going to do now is, for now, I'm not going to be calling trades. I'm going to be teaching us how to trade. So we'll be analyzing the market together. This next 50%, I'm telling you, we will be calling the trades together. Based on the things we'll be teaching, you will see the aspect, you see this aspect. I want you to see what I'm seeing. I want you to see the reason why I'm buying and the reason why I'm selling. Because you see, there's a prayer that comes when I'm telling you buy, sell, and you don't know what I'm seeing that I'm saying you should buy. You don't know what I'm seeing that I'm saying you should sell. So for now, everybody, don't trade that account. Don't tell me that you want to recover that account and you are trading it. I will fight you. I won't just fight you. I will punch you. So leave that account and relax. This is the first week. The first week is yet to be over. We still have 3 more weeks. So calm down, okay? So I understand the pressure is high right now. The pressure is high. Especially those that are risking more than what they should risk. So calm down. For me, myself, yeah, I'm telling you, not just my own account. Your account is on my neck. So, but we are here together. Moreover, more than just trading, listen to everything I will be saying. There are many things that I will say in class that me, myself, I don't know. In fact, let me tell you, before I upload any class and send to you, I rewatch my video for your information. If there's anything that I spoke about that I don't know, I jot it down and I make research about it. So please, everyone, calm down, relax, just calm down. For now, there won't be any more trades. So what we'll be doing is I'll be teaching you exactly what I know, right? So when I teach you exactly what I know, then you start seeing from my lens. So if there's anything that needs what's it called, amendments, we'll be doing it together. If there's any new update that comes on chat, we'll be doing it together. But for now, I want to focus on teaching us, right? Because you can't imagine, having losses and teaching. Hey, guy, I believe it's just the gift given to me by God. So we have to trade 5 trading days per week. Someone said, according to the program, we are to trade 5 days per week. No. You're not supposed to trade. No, you are supposed to have 5 trading days, not 5 days per week. 5 trading days, not 5 days per week. 5 trading days. So that is that for that. Oh, someone said the most important is knowledge. Almost a week now and too much nuggets. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. So let's be blessed and let us, please, everybody calm down. Let me repeat myself again. Calm down. I'm telling you, calm down. Don't give yourself hypertension, because by the time we recover the money, so that you won't be seeing screenshots and you'll be like, God, I was there. So thank you, everyone. Let's have a wonderful The PDF, please. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses. The PDF. Oh, thank you, PDF. Where do I go to now? Okay. I'm coming. I'm dropping it immediately now.
Hello, sorry, good morning.
I'm dropping it immediately. I'm dropping it now. Documents. Choose from file.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir, good morning.
Dropping it now. Documents. Choose from file. Yes, I've sent it. 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 So thank you, everyone. Let me convert today's class. And we have the recording of both last night, for those that missed last night, because most of us are not. Yeah, for those that missed last night, thank you so much, everyone. I really, really appreciate us for always showing up. Imagine you making losses and still coming to class. That is what they call discipline, and that's what they call tenacity. Thank you so much for coming to class.